So good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Last class we discussed about the need for filtering circuits or filtering devices during signal conditioning. And what we saw was whatever signal we get from the sensor transducer, that signal is corrupted or polluted or affected by some environmental factors or some stray magnetizing currents, and because of that the original signal that I get from my sensor transducer and which is to be given to my actuator or the controller, it is not proper. So those unwanted signals are called as noise signals. Now these noise signals are to be filtered out. And that's what we discussed yesterday. So these electronic filter circuits, we just identified 4 types of filters. One is low frequency pass filter, high frequency pass filter, then band pass filter, and band reject filter. We will see each of these filters one by one. Now I request you to just pull one piece of paper, take a pen or pencil with you. Just don't simply be a listener. Take a piece of paper, draw this circuit first of all. We'll be starting off with low frequency pass filter. Just draw this circuitry, simple circuitry. Take a piece of paper, V in, then one series resistor, then I have a capacitor, and I have ground. Okay, so just see the definition. Low pass filter is used to allow low frequency content and to reject high frequency content of an input signal. Now, what do you mean by this frequency signal? When the sensor transducer continuously gives me a dynamic signal, we are not talking about a static signal. It is giving me some dynamic signal, and that signal is having a certain frequency. Okay, so what I want is certain band of frequencies I want to avoid. I don't want the signal uh, having higher frequencies. Okay, this is what is my requirement. So what I do is I allow only lower frequencies, the signals with lower frequencies alone, to pass on to the actuator or controller, and other higher frequencies I just eliminate, I drop. So I build such a circuit that only low frequencies are allowed. Okay, this is called as low pass filter or low frequency pass filter. As you can see graphically, the signal that is transmitted, right? The signal that is transmitted, this is only the pass band. So from frequency omega 1 to omega 2, only this frequency is allowed. This is called as the pass band, and the frequency is higher than this value, these are chopped or these are blocked. These are not allowed to go further. So only this low frequency band is permitted to go further. So this filtering is done by using this RC circuit. Now just see here. So we are going to build equation. That's why I asked you to pull one piece of paper and pencil. So draw this circuit first. Resistance in series, capacitance in series, V output. Now these voltages are with respect to ground. Remember, this ground is continuous. Okay. So let us see. So let us see this part of the circuit now. First part of the circuit. So what I have some current I that is flowing in this input circuit. Now in output circuit also, I'll have the same current that is flowing. Okay. So first of all, let us go step by step. Have you drawn this sketch? Fine. So this is my current I. Now we know by Kirchhoff's voltage law what it says. The overall potential drop. Focus your attention on the left part of the circuit. So what I have supply voltage V in from here to ground. So V in is the supply voltage. what Kirchhoff's law says, overall circuit drop is equal to individual voltage drops. Okay, what are the components in this left part of the circuit? I have supply voltage Vn, and then I have one resistor and one capacitor or one capacitance. Okay, so what are the individual voltage drops here? Across the resistance, I have drop is equal to V is equal to IR, isn't it? Potential across resistance is IR, and potential difference across capacitance C. Last part of the lecture we saw that capacitance voltage drop across the capacitance is 1 by C integral of I dt. 1 by C integral of I dt. And we also saw 1 by C integral sign. If I want to use operator D, then for integral, what will be the operator form? Integral will be replaced by 1 by D. Okay, so what will be the voltage drop across the capacitance? 1 by, what I said, voltage drop across the capacitance is equal to 1 by C integral I dt, isn't it? So in the operator form, voltage drop across capacitor will be equal to 1 by CD, the entire bracket multiplied by I, isn't it? So this is what is the potential drop. So total potential drop is Vn is equal to summation of individual potential drops, right? And similarly, in the output side, I have same current I. So what I will have, what is the total potential drop on the right hand side part of the circuit? V out is the total potential drop is equal to individual potential drop. So what are the components in the right half of the circuit? Just capacitance C. So just now we wrote for left part. So it is potential drop across C is 1 by C integral I dt. So it is simply 1 by CD I, isn't it? So let us note down the equations now. I have written those. Just be attentive. Be attentive. In the circuit shown in the figure, you already have the circuit. Resistance and capacitance are in series. Voltage at resistance terminal is input voltage. Voltage at capacitance terminal is output voltage, that is V out. This is V in. From the circuit, see the left hand side of the circuit now. V in is equal to Ri plus 1 by CD into I. That's what I said. So we have taken I common. So R plus 1 by CD. What is this 1 by D corresponds to integral, isn't it? So 1 by CD bracket multiplied by R. So let us cross multiply this CD here. So RCD plus 1 divided by CD, isn't it? Simplifying this bracket, RCD plus 1 upon CD. The entire bracket multiplied by I. So please write down the equations. That is, let us solve this for I. I will be equal to this CD will go here. So that is CD. V in is commonly taken out. So CD in the denominator is taken up. CD divided by this RCD plus 1 will go to the denominator. CD upon RCD plus 1. The entire bracket is multiplied by V in. That's why I'm telling you, take a piece of paper, write down the equation, simplify. So this is my first equation for left hand part of the circuit. Isn't it? Left part of the circuit. Isn't it? Let's make it full screen. Okay. I'll make it full screen. Okay, till it becomes full screen, let us go further now. So I is equal to, you know how this equation 1 is obtained? V in is equal to RCD plus 1 upon CD into entire bracket multiplied by R. I am solving it for I. So I will be equal to this CD in the numerator, CD upon RCD plus 1 in the denominator. Entire bracket multiplied by this V in is equation number 1. Now equation number second half of the circuit. What I said? Second half of the circuit, right hand side, V output and only C is there. Okay. So what is this? V out is equal to 1 by CD, only capacitance is there. So 1 by CD bracket multiplied by I. So solving it for I, what I get? CD in the numerator into V out. So this is my equation number 2. And why I can equate these two equations? Because the same current I is flowing through the system. Equating 1 and 2, what we get? Just equate this CD upon RCD plus 1 bracket multiplied by V in is equal to CD into V out. And solving it for V out, what I get? V out, do it on paper. Just don't simply listen. V out, solving it for V out is equal to this CD will get cancelled, isn't it? This CD and this CD will get cancelled. So V out will be equal to 1. This CD when it gets cancelled, it will be 1. 1 upon RCD plus 1. 1 upon RCD plus 1 into this V in. Hope this is clear. So this is also called as the transfer function of this low pass filter. What is the transfer function then? It is a ratio of output by input. So V out by V in is equal to 1 upon RCD plus 1. Now this product RC is also called as tau, time constant for this electrical circuit. So it becomes 1 upon tau D plus 1. Okay, so this is the transfer function. Now let us see how it mathematically will try to prove that it allows low frequencies. Okay. Okay, what we do is, now we already have, what is the transfer function? V out is equal to, have you noted down? Hopefully you have noted down, V out is equal to 1 upon RCD plus 1 bracket multiplied by V in. Okay, now for frequency response, now when I get this transfer function, we'll be studying it during control systems. I carry out two types of response studies. One is time response study and the second is frequency response study. Okay, when I give time based input to my system, how the system will behave is called as time response. And when I give the frequency input, how my system is going to respond, that is called as frequency response. So mathematically, for frequency response, we substitute, for D, we substitute J omega. You know, when we study control system engineering, we'll study all these response characteristics in details. Okay. Now, just remember, to get a frequency response, what is D? Ultimately, D is nothing but D upon dt, rate of change, isn't it? Now, so what do you mean by rate of change? So that rate of change of that parameter, rate of change with respect to time. So earlier I had the equation which was time based, or it was in the time domain. Now by substituting or replacing the time domain d by dt with frequency domain j omega, what I'm doing, I'm converting the time domain function into frequency domain function. Okay, if you don't understand, don't worry, we'll discuss it during control engineering. What right now you do is substitute d is equal to j omega. So wherever d is there, just put j omega. Okay, so here 1 upon RCD was there, RCD plus 1. So instead of d, let us put j omega. So V out is equal to 1 upon RC j omega plus 1, entire bracket multiplied by V in. Now for low frequencies, when I say low frequencies, so omega is almost equal to 0, isn't it? Low frequencies means the omega is almost equal to 0. So when I substitute 0 here, what will happen? Denominator, so this will become 0. So denominator only 1 will remain, 1 upon 1, isn't it? So this 1 upon RC j omega plus 1 will become equal to 1. So for low frequencies, there will be output because the multiple of V in is 1 now. So these low frequencies are allowed, isn't it? Now for high frequencies, how my transfer function is responding, just see. For high frequencies, how my transfer function is responding. For high frequencies, that means omega is approaching infinity. Just to represent it mathematically, we are substituting infinity. At high frequencies, what is happening? Omega is equal to infinity. So instead of j omega, I'll put infinity. So what will happen? Omega is equal to infinity. So 1 upon this term will be infinity. So infinity plus 1. infinite number plus 1, infinite number, denominator infinite number plus 1 is once again infinite number. So anything added to infinity will be infinity only. So ultimately what I get is 1 upon infinity. So 1 upon infinity is what? 0. So this multiple becomes 0. So output will be 0. That means what? High frequencies, at high frequencies will not be allowed through by low pass filter. So not allowed, because this multiple is becoming equal to 0 for high frequencies, and for low frequencies this multiple is 1. So low frequencies are allowed, high frequencies are not allowed. This is how mathematically we can prove how this low frequency or low pass filter works. Thus above circuit will act as a low frequency pass filter. It selects frequencies below a breakpoint frequency omega, breakpoint frequency omega, which is equal to 1 upon RC. Omega is equal to 1 upon RC. It takes up frequencies only up to what limit? 1 upon RC. Now R and C, remember friends, R and C, as a designer, I am selecting a resistor, I am selecting a capacitor. I can decide how much should be the allowable frequency. If I want certain frequency value, so what I need to do, I will select the resistances and capacitance in such a way that, so the ohmic value of the resistance I'll select in such a way that the farad value or microfarad value of the capacitance I'll select in such a way that the value of 1 by RC will be, let us say, equal to 10 radian per second is my requirement. So 10 radian per second is my breakpoint frequency. I want only frequencies up to 10 radian per second to be allowed to my controller, to my actuator. So I will design the filtering circuit in such a way that I'll select the R and C values for this low pass filter in such a way that the product and 1 by RC value, 1 by RC value, 1 by RC value, which will decide the allowable breakpoint frequency. I'll select the product in such a way that, so that only frequencies up to that value will be allowed. Beyond that, if the transducer is giving the signal which corresponds to the frequency beyond breakpoint frequency, it will not allow. By selecting suitable values of R and C, we can obtain desired values of frequencies to pass in. Hope it is clear. You should note down. Okay, so or you refer the book by Bolton. Everything I've taken from only, but you have to read. Please be attentive. Okay, so this is the low frequency pass filter. Let us go further. High frequency pass filter. Let us see. Hope I am audible and visible. Hello. Hello friends. Am I audible and visible? Please confirm. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Visible, no?
Yes,
Visible
sir.
and audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Let us continue. Let us go to high pass filter now. Take a piece of paper. Draw this circuit. Now this ground, you just pull this line up to here. Okay. Full line for ground. And what was there in low pass filter? Here it was resistance and here was the capacitance. In high pass filter, what I have done? I have just interchanged. Capacitance I have brought here, resistance I have brought here. So all the other things are same. So high frequency fast filter, I have V in. What is this V in? V in is between, draw one arrow, it is between ground and this point. So that is V in. Then I have capacitance C, I have resistance R. And I have got V output between this point and ground. V out. Okay. So draw this circuitry for high frequency pass filter. Draw this output plot also. So what this high frequency pass filter does? Just extending your concept regarding low frequency pass filter. What this high pass filter will do? It will allow the frequencies beyond certain breaking frequency. Only higher frequencies will be allowed. So this is my pass band. Beyond this value of frequency, only these frequencies will be allowed. The frequencies lower than this breaking frequency, lower frequencies will not be allowed. So it filters out low frequencies and allows only higher frequencies. So high frequency pass filter allows higher frequencies to pass beyond. And where these signals will go? These signals will go to your actuator, or those will go to your controller. So this is high frequency pass filter. These types of filters allow high frequencies to pass through it and block the lower frequencies. Is it clear? High pass filters allow high frequencies to pass through it and block the lower frequencies. So high pass filter allows high frequencies to pass through it and blocks the lower frequencies. Let us see the mathematical work now. You know, you should be able to do now. It's not difficult. What are the two parts of the circuit? The left hand part of the circuit, current I is flowing through this, and in the right hand part of the circuit, the same current I is flowing. So I'll be having two equations. Okay, in the circuit shown in the figure, resistance and capacitance are in series, same as low pass filter. Voltage at capacitance terminal is my input voltage, and voltage at resistance terminal. Now these are interchanged now. The voltage at resistance terminal is output voltage. Now from the circuit, now you should be able to write the equation now. Okay, how do you write the equation? How did I say? The total potential drop on the left of the circuit, total potential drop is V in. Total potential drop across the left part of the circuit, V in, will be equal to individual potential drops. Now what are the individual potential drops? This is potential drop across capacitance. So V in will be equal to 1 by C integral I is the current that is flowing, 1 by C integral I dt, which is nothing but 1 by CD. 1 by d corresponds to integral. So 1 by CD bracket multiplied by I. So this is the potential drop across capacitance. And what is the potential drop across resistance? It is simply R into I, isn't it? So V in total potential drop is equal to 1 by CD plus R bracket multiplied by I. So that is my one equation. Similarly, right hand side equation, right hand side circuit equation, same current is I that is flowing here. So in the right part of the circuit, I current is flowing. So total potential drop in the second equation is V out is equal to individual potential drop. So only one component is there in the output circuit. So it is V out will be equal to Ri. This is my second equation. Is it not simple? Very simple. Okay. So write down. From the left part of the circuit, we can write V in is equal to R plus 1 by CDI or 1 by CD plus R, if you go by sequence, 1 by CD plus R bracket multiplied by I. So that is equal to RCD plus 1 divided by CD, the bracket multiplied by I. If we solve this for I, let us take one annotation. I'll take the bars, spotlight I'll take, so that, okay. So I is equal to, solving it for I will be equal to V in is on the left hand side. So V in multiplied by the CD will go in the numerator. When I solve this for I, CD upon RCD plus 1 into V in. This is my equation number 1. So what is the V out? Do it from your circuit. On the right hand part of the circuit, I have only one component, resistance R. So V out will be equal to R into I. Solving it for I, what I get? Solving it for I, V out multiplied by V out divided by R. This R will go into denominator. So I is equal to V out by R. This is my second equation. And because through both the circuits, both the branches, the same current I is flowing. So equating 1 and 2, what I get? CD upon RCD plus 1, the entire bracket multiplied by V in is equal to V out divided by R. Right? So simplifying this, what will happen? Solving it for V out, this R will come on this side, isn't it? RCD, V out is equal to RCD, V out is equal to RCD upon RCD plus 1. So V out is equal to RCD upon RCD plus 1. Hope you are noting down. You are doing on your own, isn't it? So V out is equal to RCD upon RCD plus 1 into V in. Now divide numerator and denominator on the right hand part by RCD. I'm just trying to simplify this. Numerator and denominator, if I divide by RCD, it will not affect the expression as such, isn't it? So 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon RCD. That is what I get when I divide numerator and denominator by RCD. So I get 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon RCD. Entire bracket multiplied by V in. Have you done it? Okay. Now let us check how this high pass filter is going to work for us. Write down this equation. V out is equal to what I call this ratio of output by input. Ratio of output by input. We called it as transfer function for this filter. So what I've done, V out is equal to the entire bracket multiplied by V in. What we do in frequency response, we replace D. What is D? D is D by dt. So this is a function of time. When I put D is equal to j omega, it becomes a function of frequency, isn't it? So for frequency response, substituting D is equal to j omega. What I get? V out is equal to 1 upon 1 plus 1 by RC into j omega. The entire bracket multiplied by V in. Now, we are talking about high pass filter. So I want only high frequencies to pass through. Okay, let us check. For low frequencies, that means omega is nearly equal to 0 for low frequencies. Substitute omega is equal to 0. What happens? This becomes, just check, substitute omega is equal to 0. What will happen here? This RC into 0 will become 0. So 1 upon 0 is 0. 1 upon, right, sorry. What is happening? 1 upon 0 is infinity. So 1 plus infinity will be, so this is 1 upon 0 because omega is equal to 0. Product of RC with 0 is 0. So 1 upon 0 is infinity. So infinity plus 1 is infinity only. So I have 1 upon infinity. 1 upon infinity, isn't it? Shall I redo it? Substitute omega is equal to 0. If I substitute omega is equal to 0 here, this denominator will become 0. So this will become 1 upon 0 is infinity. So 1 plus infinity is infinity. And I have 1 upon infinity. So I have 1 upon infinity equal to 0. So this multiple will become equal to 0. So at low frequencies, the output, voltage output will be 0. That means there will not be passage of low frequencies. Okay, at high frequencies, what happens? Omega is tending towards infinity. So let us substitute infinity here. So what will happen? 1 upon, now infinity into RC will be infinity. 1 upon infinity is what? 1 upon infinity is 0. 1 upon infinity is 0. So it will be 1 plus 0. So it is equal to 1. So 1 upon 1. So it will be equal to 1. So for high frequencies, I get this multiple as 1. At high frequencies, I get this multiple as 1. So I get some voltage output. So high frequencies are allowed, low frequencies are blocked. Thus, above circuit will act as a high pass filter or high frequency pass filter. Isn't it simple? Yes, provided you are attentive and carefully you write down the equations. So this is how we can justify how this low pass filter and high pass filters work. It selects the frequencies above a breakpoint value omega is equal to 1 by RC. Here also, like low pass filter, I can design the RC filter, high pass filter in such a way that it will allow frequencies omega which is equal to 1 upon RC. I can select resistors and capacitances having known ohmic value and known farad value, which will give me the frequency value. So my high pass filter will allow the frequencies above this breakdown or allowable frequencies, so to say. Okay, and prior to that, it will just block. So by selecting suitable values of RC, we can obtain desired values of frequency to pass in. So what does it indicate? Let us go back to the sketch. So beyond this frequency value, only these signals with these frequencies, higher frequencies are allowed. The signals with lower frequencies are blocked. Lower frequency signals are blocked. So only higher frequency signals are allowed. So this is the pass band. Beyond this threshold value of frequency, which I am going to decide based on 1 upon RC, or the resistor I am going to select, capacitors I am going to select. So I decide which frequency can be allowed and which frequency can be blocked. Okay. So friends, we have discussed functioning of low frequency pass filter and high frequency pass filters today. Do it once again at home and then see the justification how these low pass filters and high pass filters, you can try to prove it mathematically. So we'll stop for today.